Record. All right. Thank you guys for getting on tonight. Thank you so much for carving out the time. I think these calls are super important just to feel like you are a part of a community and to gain wisdom and knowledge from other people when at times you may feel like you're doing this business all on your own. What did I just do? Okay. So we have a very special caller tonight. Jessie Pesola has been one of the fastest growing, well, let's say one of the fastest growing coach on Team Destined for Greatness. She has been nonstop inspiration to me. She makes me go, whoa. So this is possible, you know. She's just got a servant heart. She is so kind and so willing to share all the time. And I think that just makes her one special lady. I love her so much, and I'm just really hopeful that you guys grab a pen and paper and take lots of notes because she's super smart and she's got a lot of great things to share. So without going much further, well, let me just tell you, she's an 8-star diamond, 10-star qualifying, and she's been a coach for just over a year, like maybe 14 months now, which is freaking crazy, let's be honest. But let's just say success leaves clues, and she's willing to give us some of her clues tonight. So just really tune in and appreciate this opportunity. I know I'm very appreciative. Jess, thank you so much for hosting the call tonight, and thank you guys for getting on.
Oh, well, thanks, Linz. I really appreciate that. You know, honestly, you guys, I'm going to share with you tonight, but there's not a ton that I feel like I can tell you that you don't already know from being in Destined for Greatness, because that is where I have learned everything. I've tried so hard to, you know, do the absolute best I can and be fearless in everything that I do, especially in my business, and be a CEO of a company and not just make it a hobby. But a lot of what I've learned has come from Lindsay and has come from this incredible team. So you guys utilize those trainings and utilize all those different opportunities that she has, because I feel like that is where I have been able to pick up all of those nuggets of gold and been able to run with them and go with them and then just pray for blessings. So yeah, on that note, when I first started, I actually didn't have any formal training at first. I had 3 things that I knew. And number 1 was that I knew that the product worked. I had lost weight. It had been an incredible thing for me. And so I knew that it worked and that I believed in it. So that was the number 1 thing I knew. Number 2, I asked my coach, and Luana sat down with me and she showed me how to sign up a coach, how to sign up a customer. I asked her how I could get to Diamond. She showed me exactly how to do that, and then I just went for it. So whether you're a brand new coach or you've been in this a while, I just want to encourage you guys. If you believe in this and you can invite people, you can become a diamond coach by just inviting the crap out of people. That's literally what I did. I just fearlessly invited, and people could tell I was passionate about it and that I knew that it worked, and they were excited because I was excited. You know, arrogance is a really ugly thing, in my opinion. I think it's really icky to see arrogance in people. I think it's extremely important to be humble, because the minute that you're not, you're going to end up being humbled, right? But confidence is such a beautiful thing. And when people see confidence in you, they're going to go, what is she doing? What is going on there? That's something that I want to be a part of. So even just your confidence can be inviting. But a huge part of what we do is investing in people. And I'm going to share a couple funny examples with you tonight. One of them just to start off, and then I actually have some key points, but one of them just to start off with, this random girl just messaged me the other day. And I had no clue who she was. So before, you know, she said, "Hi, Jessica, how are you?" And I thought, okay, this is interesting. So I went to her page, and the first thing I saw is "It works." That's the first thing I saw. I thought, okay, well, let's entertain this because that's kind of fun. So I just wrote back to her and I was like, "Hi, how are you?" And she wrote back, "I'm good. Have you heard of It Works?" And I thought, oh, I wanted to like teach her. Like I wanted to be like, this is not how you do this. but let me show you but I didn't. I just, because it's not like I have all the answers, but I know that turns people off. And so it was kind of a funny conversation, because I was actually like, I am not so into that, but I love just eating clean and superfoods and working out. Do you work out at all? And I actually kind of ended up changing the conversation to end up talking about how the superfoods that I drink every day taste like a Frosty from Wendy's, and how amazing it is. And had a pretty good convo. She didn't end up signing up or anything, but it was interesting because for the first probably 10 minutes of her conversation with me, she had no idea I was a Beachbody coach. I was a health and fitness coach. And that is how I like to brand myself, especially when I'm inviting people, is I don't want them to go to my Facebook page and see Beachbody coach. Not because I'm not proud of Beachbody. Don't get me wrong. I'm super proud to be a Beachbody coach. However, I know that that unfortunately people might see that and think that I just want something from them. And I don't. I want to be able to invest in them. I want to be able to help them change their lives. I don't want them just to buy something from me. So it's so important to show people that you care about them so much more than a challenge pack. You care about their life, and that's why you want to help them get a challenge pack. It's because they are important. And so just emphasizing that has really, really helped me. I just want to say this too, and hear my heart on this, but if you are not investing in people and inviting people, like if you are worried, you're scared, you're concerned when it comes to inviting people and you are not doing it, I want you to know that I'm going to. So if you do not invite somebody, I'm going to invite them, right? So be thinking about that though. That is so important to think about. If you are on the fence about something, and you know what, guys, it's happened to me, and that's why I'm never going to make that mistake again. If somebody's on my heart, and I love Jesus, so if I'm praying for them and they're on my heart and I don't take that step to invite them, somebody else might, and they might sign up with somebody else. And just a quick story on that. My coach Marcus, he's a phenomenal coach. He actually ended up signing up with me, and his best friend's wife was really upset. She's like, "Why didn't you sign up with me? I'm your best friend's wife." And he's like, "I have never once heard you say anything about health and fitness. I've never once had you ever invite me to do anything with this. I didn't even know you were a coach." And that really speaks to my heart, because if you're not out there inviting people that you love and people that you just meet because you know that this works, you have a responsibility to invite them. It's no longer an option. You know that it works, and if you don't invite them, you're holding back. And that's not fair to them, right? That's how I look at inviting. It's my responsibility to share my heart and invite them. And when you don't, somebody else is going to. So fortunately for me, I was able to get Marcus on my team, who's an incredible coach. We love him, but really unfortunate for his best friend's wife, who missed out on such a great coach because she never once talked to him about the opportunity. Okay, so the 3 vitals are so key to this business. We all know that, right? And inviting is so huge. People need to know that you care. Okay, so there's 3 forms of inviting that I want to touch on tonight. The first one is posting. The second one is personal invites. And then the third one I'm just going to briefly touch on is event invites. Okay. So with posting, I want to talk to you guys about this because it's really resonated with me a lot lately. Working in church ministry for a lot of years has taught me that people make their first impressions about you and about your page, whether it's social media or whether they're meeting you for the first time or whatnot, in the first 7 seconds. So you have 7 seconds to make a good impression. You have 7 seconds for them to decide if they are possibly going to invest in you. And that's extremely important to know that your verbiage, your posts, and what you do needs to be on point. You need to be projecting positivity, and you need to be showing what you're into. So what I do on my page personally is I want people to see me as a whole person that they can relate to. If you have all Beachbody or all health and fitness on your page, I don't think that that is a good thing personally. And if you have nothing about health and fitness on your page, that's not a good thing. So you want to be able to balance it out. So I've decided that in this business, I'm going to stand for 3 things, and that is health, hope, and heart. Health is my weight loss journey. It's my health journey, all of that good stuff. It might just be a picture of me running. It has nothing to do with a Beachbody program, but it's about being healthy or sharing a recipe or whatnot. Hope is my faith, which is so important to me to encourage people daily with my faith. And heart is my family. And so I alternate those 3 so that I know that people are always getting a well-rounded picture of who I am as a person, because I know that somebody is going to connect with who I am as a mom. Somebody's going to connect with who I am as a wife. Somebody's going to connect with who I am as a worship leader. Somebody's going to connect with my health story. And so it's so important to show those things. So whether it's your cover photo, if you guys don't have something about who you are all together in your cover photo or what you do, that's so important. I'm not saying like, blast, I'm a fitness coach or anything on your cover photo, but I'm just going to pull up mine real quick. It's not like, I don't know. I'm not saying that this is just the best example ever, but this is an example of my cover photo. And it just, if you look at it, it just says, health, hope, heart. This is my heart. This is my health. This is me leading worship. So this is my hope. These are my before and afters. And this is just me being a goofball. And so that they see kind of like my personality in a sense too. So that's just like a way for me to share kind of who I am in the first 7 seconds that somebody comes to my page. Something that really resonated with me recently is I did a half marathon, and I decided that anybody that was going to come to my page was throughout some time in the day was going to be able to come along on that journey with me. And so I posted about it. I would take pictures on my long runs after like 5 miles in. I would take a picture and be like, oh, 5 more miles to go, like, here we go. I'm struggling a little bit. And I would get like 20 comments, we're here for you, girl. Like, we're praying for you. You got this and all this. And these people were like along on the journey for me. So then when I actually did my half marathon, which was a big step for me. When I actually did it, people were like, hey, like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I've been praying for you through this journey. I'm so excited for you. And they were invested in it because I let them invest in me. And so invest is investing in other people, but letting people into your life, letting them invest in you is so important. So your page every day should be a story. You have your own reality TV show, and you are inviting people by just sharing your reality TV show, and then also having some strategic posts. So something that I do too, you guys, I talked about the It Works Girl. I actually don't have on my page that I work at Beachbody. I have, I actually say that I am I work at, sorry, I can't talk, hang on. I'm so bad at doing 2 things at once because I have ADD. Okay, so I actually say what I am, and that I'm an 8-star diamond at Jessica Pesola Health and Wellness. So when they click on that, they go to my like page, and then that is there, and then they can see what I'm all about. If they click on this, they can read my bio and all of that, and they can see where my heart's at and all of that good stuff. So that has really helped too, because again, people, when people sign up with you as a coach, they're investing in you. You are their coach, right? And so Beachbody is the amazing way that we get to share products and we get to help people with the tools that have helped us. But I am branding myself. I'm marketing myself. I'll talk about that at the end, Kendall. That's a really good question. I'll show you that. So it takes the average person, so 7 is a big number tonight. It takes the average person 7 times to see something before they'll commit. So what I love about Beachbody is that Beachbody actually has infomercials, and they're actually to our benefit, right? It's not just so a bunch of people can sign up online, but they see that and they might go, oh, okay, I'm kind of interested in this. And then they're like, that girl Jess was posting some picture and she hashtagged the 21-day fix. I wonder if she knows anything about that, right? And so they might see that a couple times, and then they start to see your weight loss story. And then they start to get really curious, and maybe they might just ask you about it, right? And so 90% of the time, you guys, I get no's the first time. It happens 90% of the time unless somebody comes to me. And I just realized that is part of inviting. When somebody says no to me, I just check it off my list as first seed planted. Awesome. I'm excited about that. And I'm going to be able to talk to them again. And I don't get discouraged about that, because I know that might be the first time that they see something instead of the seventh time. Right. And so it's just so important to remember that. And then follow up is huge. Follow up at Summit. Every speaker that I heard talk would say something like the fortune is in the follow up. It is so true. I just signed up a lady tonight that I have been talking to for 3 months. And every month I would come back and say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm starting another challenge group, and I would absolutely love to have you in it if this is the right time. And so just, again, making it about them, is this the right time for you? How can I help you? It's all about them. Okay. So with that said, you, like I said earlier, you have a responsibility to share corporate when they were in town. And I brought one of my new diamonds at that meeting, and I thought that would be kind of a fun thing. And they asked her, and I remember when she got started, because she started as a discount coach, but they asked her, how did you get into this? And she said, well, I kept on seeing Jess's posts. And she said, and when I kept on seeing Jess's posts, she would pop up in my newsfeed all the time. And I decided I was either going to unfollow her or join her. And it finally got to a point where I decided I really wanted to become healthier, and she was my go-to. And that to me showed me that, you know what, I'm okay if a couple people unfollow me, as long as the people that continue to see me that need to join me do. And so I consider that a huge win. Also, a girl on my team that's a coach, she never once ever liked any of my photos. She never commented on anything. And one day I got a message from her out of the blue. She wasn't yet on my alphabetical 5 list, which I'll explain. But out of the blue, I got a message from her, and she's like, hey, I've been watching you for months and following your journey. And I know we haven't talked since like 3rd grade, but I think I want to be a part of your team. And I was totally blown away, because again, she'd never commented on anything. She'd never liked anything. Had she, I would have probably already invited her, even if she had liked it. And so I was just like, really? Like, so you don't think sometimes people are watching, and they are watching. And so your consistency, and I consider every post about health on my page an invite. So your consistency with that is so important, because people are watching and people want to be a part of what you're doing. They're just not always ready right at that moment, but a lot of them want to be a part of it. Okay, so personal invites. Okay, if you are not personally inviting and expanding your market, you're going to exhaust your current market. And so my like page has been huge for this for me. My last 5 personally sponsored coaches, besides the one I signed up today, for business coaches, have come from my like page. They live in Nashville and they live in Texas. And I guess I get a lot of people from Texas or Nashville. I don't know. But that's where they're coming from. And I've never met them before. And so my like page has been so huge for expanding my market. You guys, you might have heard me say I work at a church. There's about 1,000 members at my church. It's a phenomenal church. At this point, a year since I've started, a lot of people know what I'm doing. That doesn't mean that my warm market is expired or anything like that. I'm continuing to add to my personal page 3 to 5 friends a day, and I'm never going to stop doing that until I'm maxed out, right? I started with 600 friends when I started as a coach, and I'm at 3,500 now. And I know that some of them are obviously other coaches, right? And so I'm not really trying to add other coaches, but part of my why is to share my faith, and so that's cool. But it's expanding my market every day, adding friends every day, and inviting them to be my friend and to be a part of my page. So that's huge. Boosting has been huge for me too. And I know we're not talking about like pages so much tonight, but that has been a really big help for me. And so just boosting posts and knowing my target market, which is for me, it's moms. I'm a health and fitness coach that loves food and food that's not good for me. And so this has been like a huge journey for me. And so I feel like people can connect with that. And so just knowing how to, when I boost posts, I don't just boost like health and fitness and weight loss and all that, because oftentimes you'll just get a lot of other coaches. But I boost like motherhood, parenting. I still boost health and fitness stuff and all that kind of stuff, but I boost parenting and employment and job opportunities and all that kind of stuff, because I feel like I get a broader audience. So that's really, really helped as well. So I think something that's really hard as a coach is when your team members come to you and you're doing one-on-ones and they're like, I want to be diamond and it's just not happening. And I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, okay, are you doing 5-3-2? Which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, I'll explain it, but it's inviting basically. And I'm like, are you doing your 5-3-2 every day? Are you, expanding your network? Are you, doing this? And they're like, no. Okay, well, that's your problem. You got to do it. You know what I mean? So there's got to be some tough love there sometimes where you just go, you know all the answers. You know the answers. If you're not inviting, nobody's going to join you. And so, and sometimes we invite our butts off and it just is a slow time, right? That's happened too. But at least you know that you're doing everything you can. And a lot of times I say the people that I invite right now are probably going to join me in late October, early November. And so I'm always preparing myself in advance for the months to come. And so that's just kind of a good way to think about it too, because you know that they might say no. So I want to share a template with you guys. My team is called the Fearless Empire. And again, this is nothing crazy that you guys probably haven't seen from Lindsay, because she taught me what 5-3-2 is. But I want to pull it up for you. I call it the Fearless Invites. And hopefully you guys can see that okay. I know it's a little small in writing, but I have basically, when I start off a new coach, I share this document with them in our files. And I basically say, okay, for month one inviting, you want to help. Your goal is to get 3 people to cover your challenge pack cost, right? And so you want to search out people that you trust to be test subjects. So we talked to them about explaining that you just want their honest feedback. This can be like your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles. I've signed up my grandma. You can, any of that kind of stuff, coworkers, people that you trust, and ask them to make a 100% commitment because you trust them and you want their honest feedback. Okay. So I even have like an example here. And again, I can give this to Lindsay, but she probably has it because I probably got some of this from her. Okay, so then 5-3-2 every day. This is a non-negotiable. This is like something that I preach in my team, like power hour, nail this, right? And I actually have started calling it 5-5-3-2 because I say add 5 people to your friends a day. By the way, I don't mean spamming. You're not spamming people. You're not just adding randoms and that kind of thing. You are adding people that you have mutual friends with and you're connecting with them. So if you add somebody that you have mutual friends with, but you are not necessarily connected with them on a personal level, I'm going to say, hey, Lindsay, I saw that you are friends with Danette. And I'm friends with Danette too. That's so awesome. And I saw that you have a little boy, Soren. I have a little boy too. Oh my gosh, I love that he just got a new puppy. We've been thinking about getting one for Isaiah. Can you give me any tips? Right? So I'm going to create genuine conversation about things that I have looked at Lindsay's page. I know what she is. I know what she's about before I connect with them. Okay. And so that's part of my 5. I try to do that with 5 new people every day. By the way, again, I'm investing in them. I'm not hitting them up about Beachbody. We're not that It Works girl that goes, hey, Lindsay, have you heard about It Works? Or have you heard about Beachbody? Like we're not that people, right? We don't necessarily want at all to ever come off salesy or like we're trying to get something from somebody. So the 5 stands for 5 new conversations every day, nothing about Beachbody unless they ask you. And then I always say I'm an online health and fitness coach. If they kind of want you to go into detail, I say I do challenge groups on Facebook for people using the tools that have helped me or you or whatever lose weight or tone up and get in shape for life or whatever. That sounds a little scripted. So make it you, okay? This is just like a guideline. The 3, I usually don't go into that. Remember, guys, I make it about them. I actually had a girl named Rachel that I went to college with, and I just wasn't friends with her. And so I connected with her on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, have you been back to Northwestern? Like, we were just talking about homecoming and all that kind of stuff. And I said nothing about Beachbody. The next day, she saw a workout pic of me and she said, what programs are you doing? I'm really interested in trying to get into shape. So that night, her and 3 of her friends bought challenge packs because they all decided to do it together. That was a great example of what a 5 can do, okay? The 3 stands for 3 challenge group invites a day. This is me going back to people that I 5'd a week or more ago. So you're not going to go back to them the next day and be like, hey, I want to be in my challenge group. No, this is like going back to people and saying like, hey, I loved, connect with them again. And then say, by the way, I'm doing a challenge group with my health and fitness team online. It's actually all on Facebook. And I love doing it with friends. And it would be so much fun to have you in the group. And then you tell them what it's about. Number 3 stands for checking in with 2 personally sponsored coaches if you have them, or if you don't have them yet. 2 stands for inviting 2 new people to be a business coach on your team. So every single day, I can't tell you, and I guess I shouldn't say every single day because I definitely take Saturday and Sunday off from doing this, partly because people aren't on social media as much. But this, I cannot tell you guys how much this has grown my network and how much it has helped me persevere through tough months and going back to people and, just constantly inviting. Something that I do is I run my own business and I also help my husband run his. And so I'm always looking at, of course, hitting SC10 and then making sure that I help my husband get to SC6. And, and that's just, so if I didn't have this system, I would very quickly have run out of people by now, it feels like. So it's so good to remember that we have to expand that. And then Joelle Matson Seuss talked about in the Diamond for Days training that Lindsay and Mindy Wender did. She talked about a formula called comment plus compliment plus question equals conversation. That changed just the way I thought about stuff. I think I was doing that already, but I didn't understand the formula. So again, that's me going, hey, Lindsay, I saw that you have a little boy. He is so cute. Oh my gosh, I saw that he is a puppy. Can you give me any tips on that? So you have that question at the end, and that is the conversation of where it's going, right? So I have examples in there on how to approach people. Guys, when I do objections with inviting, I always do, I know it's age old, but I always do feel, felt, found. Somebody thinks it's too expensive. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, girl, I totally know how you feel. I started as a customer and I was super worried about it financially. I never thought I'd be able to afford Shakeology, but this is what I found. It actually saved my husband and I money, because instead of going out for lunch or bringing a bunch of stuff from home, I was able to just shake up a shake at work, and it saved us money. I didn't end up spending $5 to $10 at lunch. Instead, I was spending $4 a day, and it was a huge blessing. Now knowing that, does that help you at all? Or something like that, okay? When talking to people who are interested in joining you, I have some examples there. And just so you guys know, everybody's at a different pace. So if you're walking, running, and sprinting, no pace is better. It's just for where you're at. But if you are sprinting, then I would encourage you to pretty much only offer the discount option and the discount coach option. And the reason why I say that is because, and I know I was just on a call with Alyssa Schumacher, and she said that she only signs up discount coaches. That's all she does. For me, I think that it depends on what pace you're going. And if you're walking, then you're going to sign up all business coaches. If you're running, you're going to do a mix of both. And if you're sprinting, you're going to get to that diamond rank as fast as you can. And so you're going to sign up as many coaches as you can. And so what I do with that is I know that the discount option is actually better for the person. And again, if we have their best interest at heart, it's going to save them financially going forward. That's going to be the best option for them. So that I love that that's the best option. So what I do is I just say, not anything about this until they are going to sign up. They are ready to sign up. And then I just say, okay, now the best way for you to do this is actually to sign up as a preferred customer, which is what we call a discount coach. And you never have to do anything with that, but you actually get to save $20 a month on your Shakeology going forward. You're not locked into anything, but it's a great option for you as you go forward to be able to get that at the best financial, I hate to say deal, but something like that is possible. Okay. So that's how I do that. It totally just depends on you and where you're at and how you want to build. 7 out of 10 of my diamonds started out as discount coaches. So it has boded well for me. I don't know if that's your gig, but I thought I would at least share that with you guys so that you can see that. Okay. So, like I said, follow-up is so important after you guys do 5-3-2 and you get no's, because it's going to happen. I actually do no contests with my new coaches. So I actually tell my coaches the first person to get 50 no's is going to get a program or something from me, because it's just a fun way to encourage people to go for no, right? Because we know if they get a no, it's a seed planted. For every person that has said yes to me, at least double have said no. And what's fun about that, I just did that recently, and I remember posting in my group, hey, how are you guys doing with the no challenge? And one of my coaches was like, it's okay. I'm just getting a lot of yeses. And I'm like, bummer. You know what I mean? Like, it became like this, funny thing where it was disappointing to get a yes. So, there's that great book called Go for No. It's just such a fun way to look at it. And just to kind of see how that would go along. Okay, Jess, how do you keep track of your peeps? Is a great question. You know what, Lindsay? I'm super old school, and I just hired an assistant for the first time because I was getting underwater. So I've been keeping track with an Excel sheet. I have some, me, Linz, and organization is actually not at all my strong suit. And so I have to work really hard, Miss ADD here, to be organized. But I know that I need to, because if I am going to be a CEO of a company, I better freaking be organized, right? So I've been using an Excel sheet, but now I'm just getting into Asana. So there's also a great app called Wunderlist. And another one of my coaches told me about that. So I'm super excited about that. So he just sent me the stuff for that. He thought it was a lot less complicated than Asana. So I'm checking that out as well. How do you add that to your page? I'm sorry, Kendall. What did you say that about? Oh, about the like page. When you go into your employment, you can actually create a category. So when you go into your about on your page, you can actually create a category, and then you can kind of put in your own stuff for your page and link it. I will send it to Lindsay. Again, she has all of this. I just kind of put it together in one document, but I would totally send it to her. It's kind of funny. I'm going to be sending her a document that she half created. So yes, absolutely, you guys. How do you explain the required business center to the discount coach prospect? I don't. What I tell people is I explain that they're going to be a discount coach, and I tell them that. I know that there's some coaches that just say a preferred customer, but they get the welcome to coaching kit. And so I think it's important for them to know that you're signing them up as a coach, but I don't really talk to them about a business center or anything like that, because unless they're going to start, selling or doing that, I don't feel like I need to go into that too much. I tried something like that. It didn't work, but I'll try again. Okay, Kendall, I'll try to do a little video or something on it afterwards if I can and give it to Lindsay. Yeah, cool. So event invites. You're welcome, babe. Okay, so something that I really like to do with people that I have been talking to about a challenge group that are kind of on the fence is I like to do an event invite. I know that a lot of you guys do that. I basically just do it for my upcoming challenge, and I don't invite like 700 people to it. I try to invite people that I've been talking to specifically a little bit more, because I feel like if they see that it's not a mass number, they're going to feel like it's more personal. That's just how I do it. I know that I've also gotten people that have signed up with me from being able to add them to an event invite just because I thought that they would be a really good coach. So I stray from that a little bit as well. But for the most part, I like to try to do event invites for people that are just kind of toying with the idea. So yeah. So basically that's what I got for you guys. It's just about, I don't think I've said anything super different than anything you've heard before. I know Lindsay talks about 5-3-2 in her trainings. So you guys, if you haven't done any of those or haven't for a while, just go back and look at the template or just dive in. I know when I started doing 5-3-2 and listening to what Lindsay was saying, I really started growing my business. How often do you follow up with someone if they said that they were ready to order? So they said that they're ready to order and then they never talk to you again. That's happened, right? I've totally been there, Jen. It's one of those things where when somebody says, first of all, I actually don't send the link out. I don't know if you guys use the link. I hardly ever send that out anymore. If I ever do, for any reason, I let them know that it's going to expire and they need to fill it out within 24 hours. I don't really know if it expires in 24 hours, but I know that it can expire. So I just tell them it's going to expire. I need you to fill it out within 24 hours. That kind of lights the fire under their butt to get it done, because it's kind of like if you were to go to the mall and put a shirt on hold and like you really, really, really like the shirt and you're like 90% sure you're going to buy it, but then you go to the other side of the mall and all of a sudden you have to leave to go pick up your kid and you're like, but the shirt, well, do I really need it? Okay, no. I'll do something else, And so when people walk away, that was kind of a long analogy, but when people walk away from this, I think that it can get less on their mind and, they're going to start to get doubt and that kind of thing. So you want to be able to use that moment to really sign them up. So I do GSRs even with my customers. I do get started right calls with my customers. I get them on the phone. I talk with them about their goals. It's more time consuming, but more of my customers have become business coaches and discount coaches have become business coaches because of that personal connection that I've had with them on the phone and talking about their goals and how to help. I don't know if I really responded to that. I follow up with them I follow up with them probably 2 or 3 times, but I do the 3 strikes you're out rule. And then I would follow up with them monthly after that. Okay. So like one of my business coaches was about to sign up for a challenge pack one time. She was about to sign up for a challenge pack. All she had to do was call me back with her credit card information. I had half of it filled out and she did not talk to me for 4 months. And every month I went back to her and said, hey, I know you were really excited about this at the time. No worries that it didn't work out at that time at all, but I would absolutely love to help you get a challenge pack and I have another challenge starting. Do you think that this is a better time for you? And I did that for 4 months. And all of a sudden she hit me up, yeah, girl, I'm sorry about that, but I think I'm really ready now and I want to be a business coach on your team. What? So because I continued to follow up monthly after those 3 strikes, it was worth it. How do you follow up if someone doesn't respond to your initial 5 contact? I wait a little bit. I kind of give it probably like a month at least. We get a lot of those too, right? I actually do a lot of birthdays. So people if you say happy birthday to somebody, in my case, they seem to be more likely to hit you up. I do a lot of, when I see that it's their birthday, I don't put it on their wall. I message them and I say, oh my gosh, it's been so long. I saw that it's your birthday. You popped up on my homepage. I'm so excited, to talk to you. What are your birthday plans tonight? Just to, invest in them in that way. And that's really helped me with some 5s. And also going through A through Z with your friends list is really helpful too. Okay. I lost it. Where are we? What's the link? Or if somebody doesn't respond to your invite. I think we answered that. Yes, that helps. What link? It's actually the Coach Mobile link. I think it's like coachmobile@teambeachbody.com or something like that. I can try to pull it up real quick. I have a file on that as well that I can send you guys. It actually, Michelle, one of the DFG Diamonds, created like a picture on how to walk through it. Yeah. So cool. Any other questions, you guys? Sweet. Oh my gosh, you guys are so good looking. Well, thank you so much for letting me talk with you guys tonight. I love you all. This is my home team.
Jessie, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. And you kept saying, it's nothing you've never heard. It's nothing you never heard. But just like it takes people 7 times to hear something or see something to get it, you can't hear this stuff enough. And even though I spent 4.5 years saying these things, I needed to hear it again. You know what I mean? So whenever we're talking to brand new people, whether everyone on your call is a Star Diamond coach. You're talking to brand new people because those Star Diamonds need to be talking to brand new people. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So thank you for telling us the basics that we need to know. And of course, there were some other extra tips in there that were beyond basic that are very, very helpful. We thank you so much. I consider it a privilege to have you on the call. Thank you. I love you, and you're so selfless, and I really, really appreciate it. Fantastic call. I'll have the recording up on YouTube ASAP, and I have a ton of notes and a lot of highlighted stuff that I need to make sure that I'm giving my new coaches. I may have done it 2 years ago or a year ago when you joined, but maybe I've gotten out of giving that information. So I appreciate you for just kind of bringing us all back and getting us centered. Love you, girl.
I love you too. Thank you so much, Linz, for having me.
Yeah.
All right. I love you guys. Thank you again.
Have a good night. Thanks everyone for getting on, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.